PBS, the Possum Broadcast System. It's Red Green Live. Uh-oh. And here he is, because we couldn't stop him, Red Green.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Welcome to PBS's brand new game show, Who Wants to Pledge $1 Million? All right. Actually, we've jigged around with the format a fair bit since last year's marathon, but the basic concept remains the same. We goof around for a couple hours, you call in and pledge your financial support, and not too much thought goes into either one of those actions. But, of course, now, to make it interesting, we've kind of made it into a competition. We've paired up all the stations. So your station is competing directly with another PBS station, and whichever one of you emerges victorious, now, you're going to receive a beautiful, unique, one-of-a-kind trophy. It'll have the station's name engraved on there, a very sensitive personal message from myself inscribed on the top. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Ideal for holding the door to the beer fridge open at your next corporate function. And also, all right, now that's for the individual station competitions, but the overall thing, we still got big prizes. These things are made by Jim Jackson, Lodge member 4118, does a heck of a job for us. We're going to have these for stations that hit the highest percentage of their target. One for first place, second place, third place, and one for Rookie of the Year. More about that later, but again, it's a beautiful, unique plaque, 100% combustible, and fits into any conventional size fireplace. All right. Yeah. Now, by about this time, I'm figuring they have a phone number on the screen, down towards the bottom, maybe down around this area. I told them to place it in such a way it makes me look tall and slim. How'd they do? All right, now this is the number that you call in to make your pledge to support the Red Green Show. We know you do that anyway, because you enjoy the show, or you're trying to get back at your neighbors or your parents or whatever. But we thought we'd offer you some incentives and some gifts to help make the money seem a little more sensible. And we got a great guy for getting people to buy things they don't want, Dalton Humphrey from Humphrey's Everything Store.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. And any size pledge is always greatly appreciated.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But your station now may have some minimum pledge level, but once you're at that, you're in there.
Yep, absolutely. But, if you can see your way to going just a little bit higher, we have some incredible premiums that you're going to, when you see these, you're going to ask not only, how do they do that?
Yeah.
You're going to ask, why do they do that? So let's get right down to it, and let me tell you what you can get. Now, if you pledge $50, you get this incredible traveling coffee mug, and it's got the Red Green Live logo on the front, so you can keep this as a commemorative piece forever, and you'll always remember the date, not only because it's the day you lost $50, but because the date is right on the side here, so you'll always remember this. For a pledge of $50, you get this traveling coffee mug. Now, if you put down a pledge of $100, you get this brand new videotape. You can't get it anywhere else, the Red Green Guide to Parenting. It's proof positive that anybody can be a parent, and apparently anybody can be a guide too. It's a compilation of a whole bunch of bits and pieces over the last 9 years that all deal with parenting or being a parent or having a parent, and that's at our $100 pledge level. Now, if you can go up to $200, I'm sorry, I get a little like $200. Holy cow. Look at what you get, though. This incredible Red Green Possum Lodge. Yes, sirree. It's the official one that we wear at the Possum Lodge meetings at the end of every episode, and it's got this added bonus. It's got the Red Green Show logo right here on the pocket. Now, sure, you could go out and spend $14.95 at your local outfitters, but if you got this one with the logo, everybody's going to know you spent $200 on it, so there you go. That's our $200 level. Now, if you can see your way to dropping $300, and God bless you, we have a special deal for you. We'll give you all three of these premiums. We'll give you the coffee cup, the tape, and the fishing vest for $300 pledge. Now, if you were to pledge separately in all these, that'd be $350. So, if the wife finds out, you can tell her you saved $50, huh? How's that for a deal?
Oh, that's great, Dalton. Now, you know what? Tell them about the credit card thing. They need to know.
Okay, yep, the credit card. If you make any size pledge on your credit card, as long as it's higher than your local station's minimum, you get this lovely credit card patch. for any donation on a credit card.
Wow.
This is beautiful. You can put it over a cigarette, burn on the couch, and no one will ever know. And the big thing, this is different than last year's pledge credit patch. So if you have last year's, you can wear it with this or cover the wine stain beside the cigarette burn too. So it's well worth having for any credit card pledge.
All right, thanks, Dalton. We're going to be checking back for reminders on those premiums throughout the show, but we're moving on now.
Okie dokie.
You know, we've had some odd things happen to the show since last year's marathon. The number one being, we've had some stations that have picked up the Red Green Show and are running it with no good reason. They're hoping to find one tonight. So we're kind of on trial. We're kind of on probation with those stations, and we got a guy at the lodge that knows a whole lot about both of those areas, Mike Hammer.
Hey, thanks. You know, Mr. Green is right. We got some stations in some really big markets that aren't sure whether the Red Green Show deserves to be on their air, right? Wow. So they're using this marathon, right, to decide, to let you guys make a vote to decide whether they're going to be on or off, right? Yeah. I'm talking about places like Boston, Chicago, Miami, Phoenix, Long Island, and Georgia. So if you live in any of those areas, it's really important that you call in your pledge or we're out of there.
That's right, yeah.
You know, sometimes it's nice to have some people stand up for you, you know? Like Mr. Green stood up for me in front of the parole board. Thank you. Well, you know, like we need you now to stand up in front of your programming board at your station.
No, that's right, Mike. So Mike's going to be watching these stations that may be a little more at risk than the others. And it's not just these big ones that you're talking about,
No, Mr. Green. Like these rookie stations, right, that are doing it for the first time. And we know they're just looking for a sign from you, the people, to find out whether they should keep fishing or cut bait, right? And places like Portales, New Mexico, and Knoxville, other places. But you know, there's another thing. There's all those stations out in the West Coast, and they're working under a handicap, you know, because like they're 3 hours time difference, right? There's a time delay thing, and so like if you're sitting watching this thing in San Jose or Huntington Beach or Chico Redding or Tacoma or Spokane, it's really important that all of you guys pledge right now because you might be the only ones watching.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you, Mike.
Well, anything for you, Mr. Green?
Yeah, all right. So, as I say, Mike's going to be looking after those stations, and, you know, we're all going to be watching. The whole lodge is going to be watching these stations because we're all at risk here. We want to see how these things turn out. But, you know, at the other end of the spectrum, we got some stations where the viewers have really supported us over the years. So much so that the stations have ended up in our Hall of Fame. And we wanted to have a special area, somewhere where they get the respect and reverence they deserve. And when you're talking respect and reverence, you got to be talking Ranger Gord.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Red. Thank you for looking at me.
All right. Now, Gord, why don't you start this off by telling people how these stations got into the Hall of Fame?
Good call, Red. Well, every year on these marathons, each station is given a financial target based on the size of the station and the number of viewers it has. Now, that forms the basis of the competition. The stations compete through the percentage of their target that they raise rather than any kind of a dollar figure. That means that the largest stations can compete with the smallest stations on a level playing ground. It's very fair. It's extremely fair. I'm very proud to be finally part of something that's that fair.
Yeah, all right. Let me rephrase the question.
Yeah.
Maybe you could explain how these stations got into the Hall of Fame.
Right.
All right.
Well, we've had these marathons now for 3 years, and many stations have hit their target once.
Yes.
But only a few stations have hit their target twice. And that puts them into the Hall of Fame. And there's no committee, there's no politics, there's no hazing. You hit the target twice, bam, you're in there. And I'm talking about stations like South Dakota, Wisconsin, Iowa, Dallas. I could go on, and I will later in the show.
Yeah, right. And you know, Gord, actually, you should go on because those stations have been very, very good to us. But there's another aspect to the Hall of Fame concept that's kind of special tonight, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, as I said, many stations have hit their target once. That means if they hit their target again tonight, they're going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Right.
And I'm talking about stations like WILL, Urbana, Illinois. Huh? Couple right back there. WFUM from Flint, Michigan. WBGU from Bowling Green, Ohio. Montana Public Television from Bozeman, Montana. And a lot of others that I'll go into later. So please, call the number at the bottom of your screen, pledge some support to public television, and get your name up there on the Hall of Fame. Now, here's the very special part, Red. if your station hits the target early enough in the show, we're going to be inducting them into the Hall of Fame. Right here, live on the air.
All right.
In front of the entire world. It's going to be very moving. Extremely moving.
Yeah. All right, Gord, thanks a lot.
Wait, was it moving?
No, but I am. Okay, we're going to be checking with Gord on the Hall of Fame throughout the night, but first I want you to see how the phones all work here. And again, we got the perfect guy for the perfect job, because when it comes to raking it in, who better than Winston Rothschild, the Rothschild Sewage and Septic Sucking Service?
Thanks, Fred. Thanks. Hey, we want your business, and we'll come right to your back door to get it.
Yeah, all right, Winston. You know, I know what you do for work, so I'm going to kind of give you a little bit of space here, and why don't you explain explain how the phones work,
Okay,
all right?
no problem, Red. All right. Well, listen, when you call that number at the bottom of your screen, you may think you're calling here, but in fact, you're actually calling your local TV station. Then when they get enough pledges, they call here and give us a running total. And that's when it comes to an operator like Ron, for instance. Now, Ron gets your call from the TV stations, and he figures this all out and writes it down on the pledge sheet, and then he hands it off to one of the great Possum volunteers right back here, and the Possum volunteer hooks it up to our fully digital, analog, non-linear-based communications network. And they send it down there, and some guy just adds it up.
Okay, so Winston, what you're saying is that all the pledges that come in go through these operators, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct, but remember, it all starts with you, because if you see that some of these operators aren't busy, like, for instance, everyone in the front row, that means your TV station isn't calling here. And if your TV station isn't calling here, you're not calling your TV station. So let's get the ball rolling. Make your pledge. Call the number at the bottom of the screen right now.
All right, Winston, are you going to be here throughout the whole show?
Oh, yeah. I'm a septic guy. I'm here till the bitter end, Red.
Yeah, all right. Okay, so I think you got the basic concept of how it works now, so why don't we stop talking about it and start doing it. Now, later on in the show, when we get the dollars really rolling in here, we're going to get to those head-to-head competitions that you've all had a little bit of fun with. But first of all, we want to get every station on the map. Every station that's running this right now is represented by a light bulb here on this map. And I have to apologize to Alaska. You know, you're a little bit smaller than you should be, but that's what happens when you move to Canada. Believe me. Okay, so stations are all represented, like I say. For example, this is Boston. Now, I'm hoping that the Boston viewers are already calling in pledges and so on, but as soon as they get to 25% of Boston's target, watch what happens. See? The light goes on. That means they're at 25%. That means they're on the map. What we want to do before we get to the big game, we want to get every station represented by these light bulbs on the map. So call in now, get your station up to 25%, and let's get her going. But first of all, I'm not sure Boston's here yet, so let's not give them any advantage. There we go. All right, let's get her going. Take it away, Winston.
Hey, thanks a lot, Red. Okay, so obviously, our goal here is clear. You've got to phone in enough pledges so your station reaches 25% of its goal, okay? I mean, if you don't do that, then, you know, these operators aren't busy. And it's really key that these operators are busy, because if they're not, it costs us a lot of money. Well, I guess it's not really money because you're volunteers, right? But you know what? When they're not working, they tend to eat a lot more. And that's a bad thing, okay? So listen, what we want you to do is get on the case, call that number that's at the bottom of your screen. It goes to the local TV station, then it comes back here, and that's where we sign it all up, all right? So let's get calling, and now we go over to Ranger Gord. Ranger?
Thank you very much, Winston. You know, as I stand here in front of the Hall of Fame, which is my honor and privilege to be associated with these kinds of stations, I'm humbled in their presence. I can't help but think what a fantastic example they set. Anyway, right now, we're asking all the stations out there to hit 25% of their target. And you know, it wouldn't surprise me one little iota if most of these Hall of Famers have already hit 25% of their target. Done deal, as we speak. That's the kind of viewer support they enjoy. But hey, how about some of you other stations that perhaps aren't on the Hall of Fame right now, but would dearly love to be one day, and who knows, maybe one day will be? Huh? How about if you beat these Hall of Famers to the punch, huh? Wouldn't that be an upset? Wouldn't that be something? Wow. So call the number at the bottom of your screen, pledge some support to PBS, and get yourselves on the map before these Hall of Famers. Wow. It's hard to even think about that. What an upset. Huh. Red?
Thank you, Gord. Stay on the medication. Okay. Well, we're off. I suggest what you do right now is you get over to the phone, call in your pledge, get it out of the way, then you can sit back and watch the madness. We got a whole lot of questions up in the air here tonight. Who's going to hit their targets? Which one of our trial stations are going to come through for us? Is anybody going to get into the Hall of Fame tonight? Who's going to be first, second, third? Who's going to be Rookie of the Year? I mean, this is just so exciting. I'm all a Twitter, and I'm sure you feel the same way.
The whole country is watching you. From coast to coast, people are rooting for you to beat the snot out of Iowa. No longer will we play second fiddle to people who tip over cows for fun and pull the ears off of little corn plants. And I hate that. Imagine how proud you'll feel when you walk into Iowa and they say, y'all beat us. Now, we got plenty of real good thank you gifts for you. Don't know what they are? Don't really care. But we're going to send you something. This is one election we can buy with money. Your money. So call now.
Iowa won it all in 1997. Then we repeated in 1998. In 1999, competition was tough, but Iowa pulled through again.
Iowa, #1 again, Iowa.
Now, in the new millennium, who will be the Red Green Live 2000 Marathon champions?
Iowa,
Call.
#1 again.
Pledge. Do it.
You know, there's been a lot of confusion about the Red Green Show over the years. There's, you know, like, is it a blue-collar show? Is it a family show? Is it a kid's show? Is it a humiliating experience for all of us to work on? Well, those questions may never be answered. But the big question is, what do you get out of it? I mean, that's what everybody keeps asking where I work. Hey, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? Well, I'll tell you, plenty. There's a few good laughs and always a good time. And the important, comforting knowledge that your life is nothing like the life up at Possum Lodge. Now, that's educational and uplifting. And that's why it's on PBS. You know, just the way you have to go through the National Geographic to find those pictures. You know, those pictures. It's the same with television. You have to go through it to find the Red Green Show. You know, to find people who sort of look like you but are a whole lot different. So what I'm doing is I'm asking all you movers and shakers out there who work downtown to phone in, make a pledge, and keep Red Green on the air. That way you can just remind people the way life could be, if we're not very careful.
I don't know what we can do. You know. Just stick with me. It's going to be okay. Oh my God, there's Wisconsin. Look at it. It's kind of yellow. Yep, with holes in it. We can win the whole deal. We can beat Wisconsin again. Again? What was that? Run! I just want to apologize to Mr. Rogers and Jim Lair and Big Bird. I'm just so sorry. It's all my fault. I brought Red Green here. I was going to say we could beat Wisconsin even though they beat us 3 times, but we can beat them this time. And it's a simple phone call that will do it. Call KTC right now and make that pledge. It won't beat Wisconsin. They're nothing but a bunch of cheddarheads.
Hey, Red, Green, and Harold here. You know, tonight there's a big rivalry between Wisconsin and Minnesota. But don't worry, Wisconsin, Minnesota always loses the big one.
Red, Minnesota has a proud state hockey tradition. You gotta give them that much.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Minnesota's Dallas North Stars. You know, Harold here kind of looks like a golden gopher.
Yeah, like nobody's gonna believe that's really you talking. It's just a bad imitation.
A bad imitation. Kind of like a pro wrestler pretending to be a governor, right, Harold?
Just a hint of what you're going to see tonight. Some of those are great, and some of them are just alive. Anyway, we're going to have some fun here. Stay with us for the whole show. Now, before we get to putting the lights on that, there's something I should explain. You're going to notice 5 of these stations have got question marks on them, and the reason for that is they're running this thing, but they're not running it live. They're going to run a little bit later. They got something else to do tonight. There's a huge bowling tournament or something going on. They can't run it tonight. But you people who are watching at these stations, you're still part of the competition. So if you're in Tucson, or you're in Nebraska, or you're in Georgia, or you're in Clarkville, or you're in Maine, You're every bit as part of this competition as everybody else. And if you stations are competing with any of these stations, you're still in the competition. So I want to get that cleared out of the way, and I'll mention it later because I probably didn't explain it too well, which is my style. All right, but first of all, I got some great news. We got a whole whack of stations who are already at the 25% mark, and it is my privilege to announce them now. Here are the first stations to get to 25% and get this marathon on the way. The very first one, which doesn't surprise me at all, KUED Salt Lake City. You're on the map. And next we got, yeah. And wouldn't you know it, the one they're directly competing with, the Goliath, the one who's won this thing 3 years in a row, Iowa Public Television, right there, right on the map. Fantastic. I mean, right here. New Hampshire, you're on the map. Rocky Mountain Public Television, Denver, Colorado, you're on the map. My friends up in Marquette, Michigan, the Yoopers, you're on the map. Rochester, New York, you're on the map. Peoria, Illinois, you're on the map. Way out to the West Coast, Spokane, Washington, you're on the map. A place that Harold and I went a couple of years ago, Topeka, Kansas, you're on the map. East Lansing, Michigan, you're on the map. Hey, here's a couple of our trial stations got on. Chicago and Boston, they're both on the map. Way to go. South Dakota, you're on the map. Duluth, Minnesota, you're on the map. Fort Wayne, Indiana. Dallas, Texas, you're on the map. Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, you're on the map. Ozarks Public Television, Springfield, Missouri, you're there. Cincinnati's on the map. Wisconsin Public Television, you're on the map. St. Paul, Minnesota, you're on the map. And Alaska, thanks for forgiving us, you're on the map too. So is North Dakota. So is Maryland Public Television. And the last one for this time, Urbana, Illinois, WILL. Way to go, keep her going. Here's Dalton.
Thank you very much, Francois. You know, I'm looking at all these great premiums, and I'm thinking to myself, man, oh man, I wish I could take some of this great stuff home. But I can't, because I'm cheap. But you're not. You're generous, and you're smart, and you're supporting PBS. Now, let's go into these premiums. For $50 pledge, you get the Red Green Live traveling coffee mug. It's a beautiful thing here. You want to get this. $50 pledge. $100 pledge, you get the Red Green Guide to Parenting. Wouldn't you figure a guy who'd never had kids would be giving you that? For $200 pledge, you get the Red Green Possum Launch Fishing Vest. $200 pledge. For $300, you get all three premiums. And if you pledge on your credit card, you get the credit patch. So pledge and get them all.
I've been all over town taping spots, telling people to call into the Red Green Uh-oh. Here I am at the Four Freedoms Monument. Hey, it's me again at the old courthouse. I even got the man on the street involved. Well, I know the people of Evansville will call in and help WNIN exceed their goal during the Red Green Live Uh-oh and keep Red and the gang where they belong, right here on WNIN.
Oh, we're just waiting for Ed. He's gone for a pee. No, don't that's it. That's nice. We rehearsed it. Yeah, ready?
Okay.
Let's do it. Hold on.
We like opera, we like chess. We are the boys from PBS. What do we want? I bet that you can guess. Do you say pledge? Yes, yes, yes.
Dippy. I gotta pee. You gotta pledge, you gotta start with me. Don't peter up like Pat bee. I'm a son of a bee. Programs, but they're not free. Oh, heck, oh, golly, oh, gosh, oh, gee. Is our future to be or not to be?
I hate to admit it, but I gotta confess, I'm not too happy being Mr. S. Please make a pledge, give us a sign, because right now I got my S on the line.
We're short on time, we're
Not on the leg. We can't be saved without your pledge. We hope you agree. We hope you say yes to the joys and the toys and the poise and the noise and the ploys of the boys from PBS.
Hey, South Florida, this is your chance to show your support of Red Green. And you know, this is the first time that Channel 2 viewers have had a chance to pledge around Red Green. So we're kind of like virgins. Hey, Harold, stop your snickering. And you know what? I know that you don't want to disappoint Red and all the folks at Possum Lodge. And besides, our real purpose is to beat out the folks up at WTTW in Chicago. So we're counting on you. Do your part, call the number on the screen, and pledge your support. Keep Red Green going strong right here on Channel 2. Because regardless of what Red says, sometimes it takes more than just duct tape to keep things running.
Now we're playing for 1 million rolls of duct tape. Let's play. If Oregon Public Broadcasting viewers call in right now and pledge, OPB will win what show's contest? Is it A, the Green Red Show? Is it B, the Green Show? C, the Red Show? Or is it D, the Red Green Show? Now remember, you still got 2 lifelines left. You can still call a friend, or you can ask the audience.
I'm gonna need to phone a friend.
Sure. And who would you like to call?
I'd just like to have all the viewers in Oregon and Southwest Washington call now with a pledge.
Is that your final answer?
Here in West Michigan, our WGVU staff is lending a helping red-green hand in the reconstruction of the infamous Highway 131 S-curve and bridges spanning the Grand River. We are pooling our resources of construction talent to make sure this project goes as planned. Help us cover our costs. Join the circle of support now to keep the new Red Green Show on the roadmap of public television in West Michigan, WGVU.
We're still waiting to get to that competition center where we got one station against the other, but we got some more stations to put on the map, and I'm very pleased to announce I got a whole whack of them here, so I say, let's just get at it, shall we? First of all, another one of our trial stations, WLIW, Plainview, New York. You're on the map. Thank you for calling in and pledging that support. Austin, Texas. You're there for us. Oregon Public Television. You're on the map. Athens, Ohio. Can you say Olympics? You're there for us. Yeah. Wichita, Kansas, you're on the map. Springfield, Massachusetts, you're on the map. Up there in Washington, Tacoma, you're on the map. Somebody we just heard from, Miami, Florida, you're on the map. Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, you're there for us. Kansas City, Missouri, you're on the map. Erie, Pennsylvania, you're on the map. Las Cruces, New Mexico. That's a long way to get on the map, but you did it. Harrisonburg, Virginia, you're on the map. Watertown, New York, you're on the map. The Riverton, Wyoming Network, you're there for us. Thank you very much. KEET, Eureka, California, way out there on the West Coast, you're on the map. Montana Public Television, on your way to maybe a Hall of Fame appearance tonight. You're on the map. Tampa, Florida, another Florida one. You're on the map. Yakima, Washington, you're on the map. Gainesville, Florida, another one. You're on the map. Evansville, Indiana, you're on the map. Norfolk, Virginia, you're on the map. Bloomington, Indiana, you're on the map. Vermont Public Television, you're on the map. Elkhart, Indiana, you're on the map. University Center, Michigan, you're on the map. Knoxville, Tennessee, you're on the map. Muncie, Indiana's on the map. Chattanooga, Tennessee's on the map. Dayton, Ohio's on the map. And North Minnesota on the map. Take it away, Winston.
Wow, I'll tell you, the excitement is crazy here. But you know something? Before tonight's show, I was told in no uncertain terms that I was strictly forbidden from, delivering shameless plugs for my company, Rothschild Sewage and Septic Sucking Services. But it said nothing about the operators, like Ron here. Hey, Ron, how would you like to read my business card?
It says, come to Rothschild Sewage and Septic Sucking Services with where your sewage is our bread and butter.
Oh, wow, what a nice job. I'll tell you, you know what? When my pumper's assistant job opens up in the spring, you're the man. Hey, call the number at the bottom of the screen. Let's get these guys going.
Hey, greetings from Possum.
Okay, well, we're going to take this brief interruption to let you know how we're doing locally right here at Prairie Public Television. We got the light lit up. We're 25% there. However, the phones have just been ringing like one at a time, and we really need to raise about $9,000. To beat South Dakota, we need to get there first.
That's
and
right.
know we want to beat that competition to beat South Dakota. So you will not miss any of the show if you call in right now. We need to get the phones ringing right now because this is the opportunity during the year with the live Red Green Marathon that Prairie Public has to raise the money it takes to purchase the episodes. Right. It costs us about $9,000 a year. That is the goal. If you're a Red Green fan and you want to make sure that Prairie Public can keep it on the air throughout the year, it's simple. You become a member tonight. You help us meet all these fun challenges. Maybe we could win that wonderful trophy you saw earlier. But the important thing is getting you to the phone and making you call. We have about 3 more minutes right now to talk to you before we go back to the live marathon. Good time for you to give us a call. We can't run commercials to pay for the shows. None of your monthly cable fee pays for Red Green or any of the shows. We depend upon your direct support, and that means putting our phone group volunteers to work tonight, the Sunsetters from NDSU. They would love to be answering phones instead of just staring at those phones. You can put them to work right now. Jim, why don't we thank some of the people who called in tonight?
We'd like to do that. Thank people who have not only viewers but are now members. Daniel Alan Gregory from Grand Forks called in, became a member. Patrick Schreiner from Hunter, North Dakota called in, became a member. Warner Wimsel from Fisher, Minnesota called. Todd Cavern from Fergus Falls, Minnesota called. Don Sayre from Grafton, Minnesota. Grafton, North Dakota. Grafton, North Dakota.
Did we pick the right guy to read the names or what, huh?
A couple more. Gordy Cavern from Fergus Falls, Minnesota. And Tom Wang from Thief River Falls, Minnesota called in tonight.
You saw the special thank yous that will come your way at the levels, whatever level you can afford. Basic membership in Prairie Public starts at $35. Goes up to the higher levels you see right there. The important thing is we need you to get to the phone so we can raise the dollars to have Red Green on the air. And you know, Jim, I was telling you before, there is a special that's just being offered to us, a Red Green hour-long special that is all about all the clips, the best of, on the car repair, on the auto stuff. Do you know that we have 9 of our phones up here. We have 11 that could be rung. A couple more people calling in now. We'd have all the phones busy, and that means we're getting closer to beating those people from
South Dakota. We can do it. I know we can do it.
I have to take a business trip and meet with the program manager of South Dakota on Tuesday.
You do?
Yeah. So I'm either going to be there, you know, telling her how wonderful people in North Dakota or Manitoba are, or I'm going to be eating crow.
Man,
I would much rather eat buffalo burgers than eat crow. So why don't you go to your phone, and why don't we just take care of this South Dakota thing right now when you call in and pledge your support. We need to raise about $9,000. That's right, $9,000. We're about $2,000 in, but every phone call, it's done one phone call at a time. Every phone call puts us closer. Jim's going to read some more names. We'll show you the special thank you some more, too.
That's right. Dennis Schultz from Winnipeg, Manitoba called in tonight. George Yoakum from Fargo, North Dakota called. Luke Friola from Winnipeg, Manitoba became a member.
Okay, we have about 1 minute and 25 seconds, and I have Sandra Jansen from Winnipeg, and we have Gerard Burns from Winnipeg. There you see the wonderful vest on the screen. You're going to see the Red Green's Guide to Parenting. If you don't have that, boy, are you missing out.
That's
at
right.
the $50 level, you have a commemorative mug, and then when you join at the $300 level, we'll send you everything. $35 and above makes you a member of Prairie Public Television. Mario Vega called in, thank you, and Tina Squire called in from Grand Forks.
Okay.
You have a couple more names?
I do. Brian Witt from West Fargo, Patrick Sweeney from Moorhead called in.
Okay, we have 50 seconds before we go back into the Red Green live marathon.
Okay.
But while that phone number is up the entire time, so we want to encourage you to please call that phone number. Let's have the lights light up. Let's have our person here be able to call the people in Toronto, and we can match that South Dakota challenge in no time at all.
Get that bulb really burning bright.
Oh, that'd be great. But it's done one phone call at a time. We had a flurry of phone calls. The phone calls have died off. We need your call of support right now. Remember, we can't run commercials to pay for the shows. We can't, none of your monthly cable fee comes to us. The direct support, our largest single source of funding, are the members of Prairie Public Television. And every dollar raised during this Red Green Marathon will be used to buy Red Green programming. So dial that toll-free number and do so right now.
Hey, we're having a good time now, by golly. All right. I got great news. I just want to remind you, though, the question mark stations, again, these are the ones that aren't running the show live, but you're every bit a part of the competition. If you're competing with one of these, so are you. So don't give up. The question mark just means results are going to come later. I got great news. We got every one of these stations is going to get on the map, and I'm going to rhyme them off for you right now, so I hope I don't leave anybody out. Flint, Michigan has hit 25% of their target, so they're on the map. I think this one will be popular. Bowling Green, Ohio has hit 25%. They're on there. How about Carbondale, Illinois? They're there. Way to go. Way over in California. Chico, Redding, California. You're on the map. Way to go. Here's one real close to Possum Lodge. Buffalo, New York, WNED. You're on the map. I think this is we got a rookie station now. Never run this thing before. West Virginia Public Television. You're on the map. Way to go. WMEC, Springfield, Illinois. You're on the map. Hey, look at this. We got a rookie on the map. KENW, Portales, New Mexico. You're on the map. Another one out in the West Coast, Huntington Beach, California. Congratulations, you're on the map. Schenectady, New York, you're there. Way down in Texas, Houston. Houston's on the map. Houston no longer has a problem. Syracuse, New York, you're on the map. Moline, Illinois, you're on the map. San Jose, California, new station for us. You're on the map. Way to go. University Park, Pennsylvania, you're on the map. Bunker Hill, Kansas. Rhode Island, you're on the map. Albuquerque, New Mexico, you're on the map. Austin, Minnesota, you're on the map. Columbus, Ohio. Killeen, Texas, our Rookie of the Year last year, you're on the map. Phoenix, Arizona, you're on the map. New Jersey Public Television, you are on the map. Grand Rapids, Michigan, and Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, you're all on the map. Everybody's on the map. Let's get started with the real game. Take it away, Mike.
Okay, I got some more stations here that are going up on the possum board. These are stations that are looking for a sign from you, remember? Now, for instance, WSJK in Knoxville, Tennessee. Well, you know what? I just want to remind you guys that you don't have any state income taxes down there, so you got lots of extra money on your hands, and you can know what to do with it, right? Okay, WUFT, it's going up there. WVBT in Virginia, it's going on the possum board. WTCI, it's going on the possum board. And West Virginia TV, it's going on the possum board. So, bye.
Our friends at Alaska One think of the Wizard of Oz when they think of us. But we know that Oz would pose no challenge to our hero, Red Green. Red would have solved the whole drop in the house on the Wicked Witch thing in 2 minutes tops. A little duct tape and an air compressor, and she'd be good as new. Same way they fixed up Harold's date last Friday night. Ruby slippers? No big deal. Some fishing boots and spray paint, and Red's back in Kansas faster than you can say, uh-oh. So call in your pledge now and show our friends in Alaska that no one knows Oz or loves Red Green more than we do.
We're not at KTWU in Topeka, Kansas. We're at Alaska One. Let's go ask Mr. Oz what that means.
Alaska One is bigger than Kansas, and our signal has a farther reach. And the Oz makes sure that our signal goes out to all our viewers. Also, our dedicated viewers do whatever they can to keep the signal flowing. And no matter, our loyal staff always return home with programs for Alaskans.
Send me home so I can make a pledge. There's no place like Alaska One. I got this great on-one guide with my pledge, and it's recyclable, too.
I remember when the bunch of us were inventing television back in the 40s. Before I went on to create Silly Putty and the Pez dispenser. Well, those were great times. Now you have so many channels, or as we used to call them, stations. But of all the channels to come along, public television has been the most gratifying. Television of the people, by the people, and for the coffee mugs. I remember what Harry Truman said to me one time when he was at my house. This was early in the evening, so he wasn't too far in the bag. He said, I like PBS. I like what it stands for. And he didn't stand for much. Now, bear in mind, this was several years before the creation of PBS. And that's the kind of visionary he was. So as the inventor of television, and on behalf of all the carpetbaggers who ultimately took the credit, and all of the great presidents from Harry Truman to Jerry Springer, won't you please make a call and pledge your financial support for public television? As Mae West used to say to me, "Hap, honey, you can flatter me all you want, but it ain't love until the check clears."
Now, a news update from Marquette, Michigan. Red Green has just been named an honorary member of the musical comedy group the Youpers. The decision has been expected for over 6 years, ever since Red took the Youper music oath in 1994 on a visit to Upper Michigan, where he met with the group and filled out the membership application. For more on the story, here's Darsha Matson.
Thank you, Bruce. I'm at the Youpers tourist trap right now with the group. Tell me, why did it take 6 years for you to make Red a member?
Well, you know, we had the urge, but Lynn said he was just a flash in the pan.
I said he was a flash in the pan.
And Bella was reviewing the application, and he dropped it in a two-holder.
I guess the moral of the story is, when you have the urge, move on it.
Hi, I'm Jim Gaber from University of Michigan Public Television, and I'm here with the blueprints for our new building. It's going to be just like the Possum Lodge, and I'm going to go back and help these guys, and with your help, we can finish this place and move in and hang our new Hall of Fame trophy. I got my tools. I'm going back. You call the number you see on your screen and help us go over the top. Hey, guys! Whoa, wait a minute!
I hope they gave me the right coordinates. I got the rest of the cargo, boys. Hi, I'm Roy Scott from WGBY, Springfield, Massachusetts. I'm about to take off from Westover Air Reserve Base with 700,000 cases of duct tape. Yes, I'm taking them up to Possum Lodge to the Red Green Show. Listen, keep this show soaring by going to your phone right now and giving your call of support. Take care.
You know, an awful lot of folks have been calling up wondering who these operators are. You know, did we find them on the street? Are they on parole? Are they with the government? None of the above. They're volunteers from all over America, and they're here helping us out tonight. How about a hand for them? Volunteers like, what's your name?
Craig Lanham.
Craig, where are you from?
West Virginia.
You see that? West Virginia. Now, I understand you've been just dying to read one of my business cards
Absolutely.
here. Oh, I'd really appreciate it, because, you know, business is a little slow in the winter.
Always glad to help.
Yep.
As Winston says, if the neighbors are complaining, better start draining.
Well, how about that? Hey, thanks a lot, Craig. Hey, let's throw it over to Dalton.
Thanks very much, Winston. Now, let's go through these premiums one more time again. Now, you know, maybe this isn't good stuff, but it's unusual stuff. Now, like, take this. $50 pledge, you get this traveling coffee mug, both right and left-handed, huh? So that's pretty good. $100 pledge, you get the videotape. Red Green's Guide to Parenting. $200 pledge, you get the vest, the official Red Green fishing vest. $200 pledge. Now, if you pledge $300, you get all this stuff, the cups, the videotape, the fishing vest, and if you pledge by credit card, you get the credit card patch. And you know what? This looks super duper on an alpaca sweater, so dress yourself up, get the patch. Red?
Hey, thank you, Dalton. Appreciate it. All right. We got everybody on the map, so now we moved on to the whole deal, the real deal, the station-to-station competition. Now, you remember earlier I mentioned to you that there were a couple other badges that you could win throughout the night, and I was going to mention them later? This is later. All right, you're all at 25% at least. If you can get to 100%, that'll be you hitting your target. And when you do, everybody who pledges for that station will get a hitting target badge for no additional cost. That's something that you can sew on your underwear or wherever you want to put your target. And then something else. If you see a clock back here, you see this is at the 9. That means we're still in the first hour. When that gets up to the 12, I turn into a pumpkin. Look, it's already started. No, what that means is if you can hit your target in the first hour of our telethon here, we'll give you also a punctuality badge. So you get the target badge and the punctuality badge. So there's a reason to call in, and even if it takes us a little while to report it, if we don't report it until quarter after, as long as the time came in at the right time, then you're in business, you'll get both of these badges. I wanted you to know about that. Now we're going to move on to what this whole thing is about tonight. Station versus station. Green station, red station. It's only one canoe. We had on a budget. We cut one in half, flipped them over. But what we have here is, this is Iowa Public Television. They're competing directly with Salt Lake City. This is the clash of the titans. These are the biggest stations to support Red Green we've ever had. And let's just see how they're doing. Let's see where Iowa Public Television is at right now. 150%. That means they've already hit their target, and I'm going to tick them off because, well, I hope I don't tick them off too much, but I want them to know they got their target. Way to go. Salt Lake, let's see how they're doing. 95%. It's close. It's close. It's close. All right. Oh, boy, that's the kind of thing. So there you go. And you'll see throughout the night, the whole competition is going to go that way. Now let's take a look at Wisconsin Public Television. Where are they at? 25% of their target. They got a ways to go. They got a ways to go in Wisconsin. All right, let's check St. Paul, Minnesota. Where are they at? 100%. 100%. They've hit their target. Okay, boy. Wisconsin, you got your work cut out for you. Now, those of you watching at home, from now on, you're going to see scores up in the corner of the screens whenever we can. Watch for your station, see how you're doing on the competition. We'll keep the whole thing rolling. We're on our way. Okay, let's keep her going. Wow.
Colorado has majestic mountain ranges.
Wisconsin has cheese.
Colorado has wildflowers in every color of the rainbow.
Wisconsin has cheese.
Hey, Possum Lodge members, I'm Eric from Rocky Mountain PBS, and those people in Wisconsin think that they have more Red Green supporters than we do. So let's show them. Call now.
Colorado has Red Green on Rocky Mountain PBS.
Well, Wisconsin has cheese.
Heck, California has cheese.
Milwaukee, I know we can beat Denver if you call in your pledge right now. They won't call us cheeseheads anymore.
Cheeseheads. You call that 4-pound bass a cheesehead?
Tom, that's a 6-ounce bluegill.
Well, it starts with a B. Dan, I think we should make a pledge to Milwaukee Public Television.
Great idea. Yeah, let's see. 2, 9, 7, 8, 100. Go ahead.
Okay, hey, Diane, we'd like to make a pledge to Milwaukee Public Television. Right, the Red Green Show. All the thank you gifts you got. That's what we want. Hand me your credit card.
There.
42310-765. April 89. Yeah, hey, and while you're at it, add an extra $100. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, sure. Hey, oh, hey, Diane, that's my card. What'd you do?
Ed Tritt here, Animal Control Officer. I just want to say a few words about public television. Easy, easy. I just want to say a few words about their great animal programs. These are important programs because animals are a part of nature, and they can be very, very dangerous. Like this Malaysian curd weasel. Well, if I knew more about animals when I was younger, well, I would have picked a different career, you know? Maybe a banker or something, or a librarian. That'd be good. Easy. Oh, it's feeding time. Okay, feeding time. Here you go, little guy. So I'm asking you to make a pledge to public television and keep those great animal programs coming, because it's important to teach the children about animals before it's too late. So give them a call. Make a pledge. It won't hurt a bit. Here you go, little guy. There you go. Okay, if you could also phone 911.
We do things in a big way here in the Ozarks. This is our lodge. This is the fishing trophy I won last summer. And this is where we keep our bait, our fireplace. Yes, sir, everything's really big here in Springfield, Missouri, including our support for the Red Green Show. You folks at Lehigh Valley Public Television in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, might as well forget any notion about doing Ozarks Public Television, because we're going to be giving away one of these babies with every pledge we get at Ozarks Public Television. Oh, I'm just kidding. We're only going to give away to the first 2,000. Anyone seen a plumber?
At Possum Lodge, they sure know what bears do in the woods, probably from watching public television. But in eastern Pennsylvania, the bears are too busy getting ready for the 2000 Red Green Pledge-O-tainment Extravaganza. Here at WLVT in the gorgeous Lehigh Valley, we're waving the Green Team Championship flag as 1999 winners. And we're going to beat KOZK to the goal and remain champs. Remember Harold's words, Green Team rules, Red Team drools. The mission is clear. Read the hat. Somebody's saying, uh-oh.
I'm standing on this street corner to remind you now's the time to show your support for Red Green on the Prairie Public Television. You see, every year South Dakota races like $1 trillion during the Red Green Marathon. I mean, come on, South Dakota? We're going to let them get away with it? So you got to go to the call right now and make a pledge to Red Green so we can beat South Dakota, and then you know we'll be able to keep the show on the air too, don't you know?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to talk about dedication. And I look around this room here, I see a room full of dedicated people. Not only are they dedicated, they're people, real people, human people. Not just bits of wood and stick and bits of dead animal made to look like people, but sentient human beings. And that's the kind of dedication that we're looking for. And we got, with Iowa Public Television at 400% of their target, ladies and gentlemen. KUED, 175% of the target. WCMU, 144%. WKIR, 100%. Ladies and gentlemen, I got some inductions into the Hall of Fame here. WFUM, with 100% of their home of the Youpers. Fantastic snack food. Second only to cream corn, of course. And WBGU, ladies and gentlemen, Bowling Green, Ohio. How about that? In the Hall of Fame. I salute you. I'm getting misty. Ladies and gentlemen, Red.
Thank you very much, Gord. Bye, golly. You know, I think at this point in the night, you're going to be thinking to yourself, all right, wait a sec. Why would I pledge support for the Red Green Show? And I think you're going to ask yourself a question. Are you a Red Green supporter? You may be, and you don't even know it. There's a little test. We've got some questions you can ask yourself sitting quietly at home to see whether or not you are one. If you have a 6-figure income, but the first 2 figures are zeros, you're a Red Green supporter. If you lose your dress pants and the first place you look is the glove compartment, you're a Red Green supporter. If you've got 5 things that don't work in your car, including yourself, you're a Red Green supporter. If you consider an all-you-can-eat buffet a personal challenge, you're a Red Green supporter. If you'd rather have a bad beer than a good iced tea, you're a Red Green supporter. If you've been on a picnic and you've eaten something because it was too heavy to carry, you're a Red Green supporter. If you've ever been afraid to tell your wife the truth, you're a Red Green supporter. If your wife has never been afraid to tell you the truth, you're a Red Green supporter. If you've ever tried to fix your computer using a hammer, you're a Red Green supporter. If you're familiar with the smell of burnt hair, you're a Red Green supporter. If I can name a power tool and you can point to a scar, you're a Red Green supporter. And lastly, if your first aid kit consists of a roll of duct tape, you're a Red Green supporter. So give us a call. We're all in this together. All right, let's get back. Let's get back here. We got to update a couple of our competitions. We're careful about this. First of all, this is Boston. One of the stations we're watching real close because we're definitely on trial down in Boston. How are we doing in Boston? 25%. We're getting there. It's a good start. It's a good start. All right. And how are we doing in Plainview, New York? Another test station for us. How are we doing in Plainview, New York? 25%. All right. That's a quarter. Okay. How are we doing up in Alaska? They're way up there for 50%. Way to go, Alaska. Man, oh, man. And how about Topeka, Kansas, where I actually have a degree from? Where are we at Topeka? 50%. Wow, there's 2 ties right there. Okay, it's early yet. Anything can happen, and we'll keep you posted. Take it away, Dalton.
Okay, now here is the deal. You send us money, we send you some of this junk. And this is what you get. $50 pledge gets you this traveling coffee mug. It's a beaut, and you'll want to keep it for the rest of your life, however long that might be. $100 gets you this videotape, the Red Green Guide to Parenting. $200 pledge gets you this vest, this Red Green official. And now this is a magic vest. You go out with your family in public and wear this vest, they're guaranteed to disappear. $300 pledges get you all of this stuff, and if you put it on the credit card, you get the patch. How's that?
Tune in tonight for a Battle of the Wits as Kaleen, Texas takes on Yakima. It's Central Washington versus Central Texas on the Red Green Bowl. What 3 words does Red Green says scare men? Get to work. Wrong. If a woman doesn't find you handsome, they'll at least find you what?
Killeen, Texas has Eagles as big as their state after winning Rookie of the Year in the Red Green Bowl last year. We need your support to knock them down a peg, to show that Red Green is tops in Central Washington.
Killeen, Texas, would you like to use your lifeline?
In Texas, we never get encouraged for anything, except the Red Green Show on KNCT.
A big thanks goes out to our members for their outstanding financial support. Last year, KNCT won the Red Green Rookie of the Year. We can do it again. Help us reach our goal, and KNCT will be inducted into the Possum Lodge Hall of Fame. Come on, Central Texas. Pledge your support for the Red Green Show on KNCT.
Okay, all right, we're here to resolve an issue between Mr. Winston Rothschild and Mr. Mike Hammer. All right, Mike, you're the plaintiff. Why don't you tell us what Winston did wrong?
He insulted me in front of my nephew.
True hurts, that's all. Wait. Get your turn. So he calls you a name you don't like?
Exactly. He called me a freeloader. Unless I'm a guest of the government, I always pay my own way.
He is a freeloader, and I can prove it.
You're gonna have to. Okay, your turn, you go.
Well, thanks, Harold. Well, as you guys know, I pledge to PBS every year, right? And I just think that's the right thing for a sewage entrepreneur like myself to do.
Just a reminder, anybody can pledge to PBS, okay? You don't have to be in the septic sewage sucking community to do that.
But that's my point. Because I was over at his place last week, and he's watching public television. Well, I look around. I don't see any fancy mugs or videos or anything around there. Should have been my tip-off right there.
So what you're saying then is that Mike does not pledge to PBS.
Exactly. No coffee table books, no T-shirts, no Jim Layer action figures.
How do you sleep?
Yeah, exactly. So my point is, he shouldn't be watching if he's not pledging.
How do you respond to that, Mike?
Well, Harold, I take exception to his tone.
How about the content?
No, it's mainly a tone thing.
Okay, I think I understand the conflict here. Okay, but it's more of a moral issue than it really is a technical infraction, you know? Even though Mike is being incredibly unfair, Winston, you still don't have the right to impose your behavior standards onto Mike.
I just want to know why he figures that he can watch the public television without paying for it.
'Cause it's free.
No, it's not. No, people like Winston are paying for it.
Oh, yeah, right. Well, what I meant was, it's free to me.
Now, why do you suppose you do that if you know it's completely unfair?
Well, I never really thought about it, really.
What, does it make you feel proud that that your friends like Winston are paying your share?
Yeah. Well, I think I have trouble making commitments in my life. I mean, it's hard to have a career and personal relationships with people when you're always getting arrested.
That's true. You know what? I think we're gonna have to break the pattern. Let's break. Should he break his pattern? Yeah, break your pattern. Break the pattern. Break it, break it, break it, break it, break it.
You know, I think you're right, Harold. And I think it starts right here with me making a pledge to PBS. I'm gonna do it.
Way to go, Mike. Let's hear it for him, guys. Way to go. Way to go. All right. Okay. Good now. All right, well, you must be happy. Are you satisfied?
I'd appreciate an apology.
Push it, don't push. All right, Mike, you're excused to make that pledge.
Oh, thanks, Harold. You know, I feel better already. Oh, do they accept credit cards?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Great. Oh, does it matter if my name isn't on the credit card?
Yes, it does matter. Yes, it should.
Okay, I'll pay cash. Okay? Okay. Do they care how I got the cash?
Just go!
We're here at this Maine, New Hampshire hockey game in order to pump you New Hampshire folks up. We love our Wildcat hockey here in New Hampshire. And in fact, I think hockey is a game tailor-made for the Possum Lodge folks. It's full of stuff women don't like and men love. It's noisy. It's rowdy. It's fast. It's disgusting. You don't even want to know what that's all about. And it's physical. This is the game of the year, Maine versus New Hampshire. It means you folks out there have to catch the fever here and translate it into phone calls out there. Let's get some butt, huh? Now we can do this. We can kick some Maine butt. Hear them? They think so. So listen to me. What does Red Green say at the end of every show? Keep your stick on the ice. Enough said.
Meet Membership Mel.
Hello.
He's here to get all Mainers to call now and pledge their support for Red Green on Maine PBS.
Call now.
Membership Mel is really excited because this year's competition is a fight to the finish with New Hampshire Public Television.
I'm really excited.
Sure, they're our neighbors, but we still want to win.
Win, win, win.
Get Membership Mel really excited and pledge your support by calling now and help Maine beat New Hampshire.
Now I'm really excited.
I know at home you're probably watching. You see those scoreboards up in the screen, corners of the screen there, and that lets you know how you're doing. And there's a lot of close races I'm seeing going on. So we're only just reaching the halfway point. So let's keep it coming. Let's cook this thing right up. But I did want to explain to you that although we're a little bit over the first hour, sometimes our paperwork here at the lodge is a little slow to go through. So if your results came in, it just took us a long time to report them, we're still going to credit you with the punctuality badge if you hit your target prior to hitting it right on the hour. But anyway, we're off to a good start. Let's get back to our canoes here and see how we're doing on the head-to-head competition. Right now, I think Ranger Gord said something about Flint, Michigan, but let's make sure he wasn't kidding us. What is Flint, Michigan at right now, boys? 100%. They hit their target. He was right. He was right. Yeah. Way to go. Flint, Michigan. Not only they hit their target, as you know, they're already into the Hall of Fame. Let's see how they're doing against another Michigan station, a little wee one, but a great one, up there in Marquette, Michigan. How are they doing? 40%. Okay, 40%. All right, but I'll tell you what, it's a whole hour to go, and sometimes the paperwork takes a little bit longer, so we don't know who's winning yet. So let's just check out, how about Maryland Public Television? How are they doing? What level are they at? 25%. All right, good start, good start. We got a ways to go yet. How about Cleveland, Ohio? Where are we at, Cleveland? Let's see, 25% Cleveland, so neck and neck. Neck and neck, we got an hour to go. All right, now here's Mike to tell us about some of our other stations that are special ones he's looking after. Take it away, Mike.
Okay, here's some more stations that are looking for a sign from you. KUAT in Tucson. We got KENW in Portales. We got KSMQ in Austin, Minnesota. We got another Austin here, KLRU in Austin, Texas. And we got WCTE in Cookville. Now, I got a few more here, and they're the ones that are carrying the special, but not the show. Go figure. KEET in Eureka. We got WMEC in Springfield. We got WPTD in where? Dayton, of course. And here's the last one. WNIT in Elkhart, Indiana. Of course. Over to you, Ranger Gord.
Thank you very much. You know, folks, I'm getting real used to this whole talking thing. I got to tell you something. I got some more news here from existing Hall of Famers. Wisconsin at 167% of their target. KTCA with 130% of their target. WGVU with 127%. And ladies and gentlemen, a drum roll, please, for WOUB with 115% going into the Hall of Fame right now. I salute you. And very, very close, ladies and gentlemen, very close. Montana Public Television, 65%. Get in there, get onto the Hall of Fame right now. Pledge any amount, $5, $10, $15, $20. Hey, bet 500 Canadian, huh? That's like 20 bucks for you guys. So come on, pledge some money. Thank you.
Hello. And we're here because it's time for a local update. We're halfway through the Red Green Live Marathon. And as you just saw, if you were in Eagle Eye, we were at about 30% of our total. South Dakota's at 50%, Jim, so we need to get those phone calls coming right now. We'll be here for about 4 minutes before we go back into the live segment from Toronto. An opportunity for those of you who haven't gotten to the phone yet and pledged your support to please do so right now. It is only with your support that we can continue to purchase the Red Green Show. It costs us about $9,000 a year. Surprisingly, that's what we have to raise during this live marathon. I mentioned earlier there's also a Red Green special where it's the best of Red Green and auto repair. If you like the auto segments on Red Green, if we get enough people calling in, we meet our goal, we'll be able to buy that as well. But all it takes is you dialing that toll-free number and pledging your support to Prairie Public Television. No commercials here, can't have them. None of your monthly cable fee comes to Prairie Public Television. We depend upon the direct support of people who watch shows, like the shows, and then become members. If you joined during last year's Red Green membership drive, last March, it's time to renew your membership right now, and we need to overtake South Dakota. We want to win that gorgeous, gorgeous trophy.
And
You'll
useful.
Get special patches.
Yes.
You'll get special patches, too. A lot of neat things will come your way. Jim's going to mention the names of the people who have joined during this first hour of Red Green. Maybe you'll hear your friends and neighbors, and you'll join them. And as we do that, we're going to show you the different special thank yous and what levels they come at. So go ahead, Jim.
Sure. We'd like to thank Ian Donaghy from Michigan, North Dakota, who's become a member tonight. Donna Monteith from Stephen, Minnesota. We have an anonymous contributor, and we just want to remind you, if you'd like to call in and don't want to admit that you're a fan of Red...
But, you know, that's from Minnesota. And the other thing that happens is every dollar we get from Minnesota is matched dollar for dollar by the state of Minnesota when you become a member. So that's doing double duty for us tonight.
Real American dollars, too.
Yeah,
not
that's right.
South Dakota dollars.
Or Canadian dollars. No?
Lynn Morgeson from Bismarck, North Dakota has become a member. James Burt
I've
from
never seen a Minnesota dollar, actually.
They look just like, well, anyway. James Burt from Winnipeg, Manitoba called in. John and Mary Winter from Grand Forks, and Martin Robinson from Moorhead, Minnesota called in.
Okay, we got about half the phones going right now. We need to get up to that 50% thing. We got, 53 minutes left to do it. Now, the interesting thing is that even though we're behind South Dakota, it's not who meets their target first. It's who's standing at the end of the match.
That's right.
So you can continue to call in, and we will catch up and beat them as long as you do your fair share. And that's going to the phone, dialing that phone number and saying, hey, I like the Red Green Show. I want to make sure that Prairie Public is able to purchase it and, you know, keep it on the air here. We do want to thank the Sunsetters from North Dakota State University, and I think we have a picture of them there where you do it. I want to mention they have that website. Why don't you jot that down before you phone us and then phone us, because that website will tell you all about their group. They're building a special solar car, a lot of information on their website. But right now, they don't want to be talking about their website. They don't want to be building that solar car. They want to be answering phones. You see a couple of them answering phones now, but one phone call at a time is how it will happen. And I want to show you something. We got this last year because we were on the green team. We met our goal.
That's right.
We had met our target. You saw us up on the Hall of Fame. We want to stay up there. The way it's done is not through Jim and I. It's done through you. That's right. Your phone calls of support. Ding, make that spin. Right there, that duct tape. It's not going to fall on your head. But anyway, your phone calls of support are the way that we raise the dollars. It is really that simple. It's that direct. Every single dollar we raise goes to purchase the Red Green Show tonight. We have about 50 seconds left. How many names can you get in?
Oh, boy, I'll try it fast. Gerald Sundquist from Hankinson, North Dakota. Stephen Schwint from Dickinson, North Dakota. Burla Gwinert from Minot, North Dakota called in. Another anonymous person called in, became a member, and not anonymous to us,
Not
but
anonymous to us,
didn't
that's
want to have their name read on the air.
Okay,
do I have time? Okay.
Yeah, read a couple more names.
Okay, Tom Mullum from Fargo, Linda Bishop from Fargo called in, Rick Ross, Valley City, Oscar England from Page, North Dakota, and Steve Stredge from Fargo
These
called
are the
in.
people that brought us up to the 30% mark. Hopefully people
That's
are
right.
calling in now to get us to 50 or more.
That's right.
Your phone calls matters. Don't, you know, if you enjoy the Red Green Show, as little as $35 makes you a basic member of Prairie Public. It's important. Go
Right.
to your phone. Let's beat South
Right.
Dakota. Make
We
that
can do
call
it.
of support right now.
Man, it's definitely heating up here. And don't forget, all you individual stations, whoever wins, we're going to get one of these trophies to stick in the station lobby. And boy, that's going to be a centerpiece and something that people are going to talk about for years, and maybe eventually in a good way. But let's get back. We got a few more races to check up on here. Let's start with Buffalo, New York. It's a handy one. How are we doing in Buffalo? 25%? That's not bad. That's not bad. And they're competing against Spokane, Washington. We just saw their clip. How's Spokane doing? 55%. Hey. And don't forget, Spokane, it's still 2 o'clock in the afternoon or something over there. Okay, let's see how Bethlehem, Pennsylvania's doing. How are we doing over there? 25%? All right, that's a good start. How about the Ozarks down there? We used to do well down there. 25%. We got a tie game. We got a tie game there. Tie game. All right, Fort Wayne, Indiana. I saw that one too. 70% Fort Wayne. 70%. Well on your way to your target there. They're fighting Bloomington, Indiana. How's Bloomington doing? 25%. Boy. Let's get going, Bloomington. Next, we got Rhode Island. Little place, Rhode Island. 25%. All right, that's good. Moline, Illinois. How's Moline doing? 25%. Tie race. We got almost 50 minutes left. Urbana, Illinois. How's Urbana doing? 55%. You're over the halfway point. You're on your way to your target. You're fighting Montana Public Television. How's Montana doing? 65. They're closer. 10% difference. Georgia Public Television is one who's not airing it live, so we don't know quite what they're doing, but they know, and they'll cut in and tell their viewers. But let's see how Phoenix, Arizona is doing against them. Phoenix, Arizona's got 65%. Way to go, Phoenix. If you're watching in Georgia, I hope you're doing better than that. Carbondale, Illinois, how we doing? 55%, over halfway, over halfway. Muncie, Indiana, how we doing? Muncie, Indiana, 35%. You're over halfway to 50%. And we've done that one already, so let's throw it over to Dalton and find out what those premiums are. Hope they change.
You know, you gotta love these premiums, and you gotta because this is all we got. So now, if you pledge 50 bucks, you get this traveling coffee mug. You pledge 100 bucks, you get this lovely videotape, Red Green's Guide to Parenting. You pledge $200, you get the Red Green official fishing vest. $300 gets you all 3 premiums. And if you pledge on a credit card, you get this little baby. It's a Red Green credit card thing. Wear the patch, be a Red Green exhibitionist. Winston?
Hey, once again, we have an opportunity to meet one of our volunteer operators. And what's your name, sir?
I'm David.
And where are you from?
I'm from Urbana, Illinois.
Hey, that's great. You know something? I just got back from Illinois.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the septic suckers of Illinois had me out there speaking at their wastewater convention in January.
Cool.
Yeah, I want to say hi to Gary and Donnie and Ron and everybody who's watching TV out there. Couple of stations. Now, which one are you on?
I'm from WILL.
Hey, we just announced 55%.
That's right. Actually, we're even doing better than that. I just heard them get the call 75%.
What do you got, a cell phone?
Yeah, well,
Wow.
yeah, I heard her take the call. So I just want to say to everybody back home, you got to help us hit that goal because they won't let me go home unless we get to the Hall of Fame this year.
Oh, and you don't want that. All right. So call the number at the bottom of your screen.
Hampton Roads, home to the world's largest naval base in the Chesapeake Bay, and WHRO, your public television station. I'm Ken Hicks. You know, every week Red shows us how to do lots of stuff with duct tape, like sticky tape fishing. Well, we're going to need more than duct tape to beat Southern Oregon. We need you. If you live and work here, if your kids play on the beach here, if you've ever been stuck in the traffic on the bridge tunnel, hey, you're part of Hampton Roads. Call that number now. Pick up that phone, call that number, beat Southern Oregon, and make a difference in your world.
Hi, Ron Gargas, making a few red faces to stick in all the communities in Northwest and West Central Ohio that show their support for the Red Green Show. From our flag city in Findlay to the radish capital of McClure to the duct tape tower in Deschler, even from the heart of Lima. Red Green's pretty popular, and especially here in Bowling Green. By the way, did you know that Red's daddy was named after our fair city, Bowling? That's right. Well, call now. Show your support for the Red Green Show and put a red face on your community.
Hi, everybody. Ranger Gord here, watching out over the forest. That's what I do. That's my job. I watch out over the forest. You know, some people might call this job boring. Not me. To me, it's just very repetitive. Have I had to make sacrifices? You bet I have. I can never call in sick. I can never get a company car. And I can never be elected king. No, I can't even have intimate relations with a woman on a regular basis. Well, not with a real woman, anyway. Yeah, I've given up a lot to have this lifestyle, especially since I'm a virile, ruggedly handsome man who enjoys romantic music and long walks in the country. Oh, I've given up a heck of a lot. I've never seen a Peter Frampton concert. I've never been to a Pee Wee Herman movie. Heck, I didn't even see the last episode of Welcome Back, Kotter. Why? Because I've been out here watching out over the forest for you. Just like PBS. They've been watching out over the forest for you, too. Okay, maybe not watching out over the forest, but they've been watching out for you. Okay, maybe you have to do the watching part, but still, they've been out there for you. And so now I'm here to ask you to come out for them. Please, call the number at the bottom of your screen and make a pledge to PBS and Red Green and people just like me who've given up their lives and any chance of sanity just so you can be safe. Thank you very much. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm very, very busy.
Red Green, you betcha. I watch the Red Green Show every week, but you understand that's just between you and me.
Red Green? I love the Red Green Show. But what would the ladies of bingo think?
Does this sound familiar? Are you afraid to tell people how much you like Red Green? Sure, it's not your typical PBS show, but you're not alone. So stand up, be proud, and let the world know you're a Red Green fan and make a pledge today.
Hey, you think I could get one of them coffee cups? It's for my brother, you know.
Hi, Scott Elliott, WCET Cincinnati here. You know, every year we try to find a new, funny way to get everyone to call here in the greater Cincinnati area, but this year we thought we'd let the master do it. Yeah, we want to hear from everyone out there in Cincinnati. They're a great station, part of the Hall of Fame, always make their goal. So everybody in Cincinnati, call the number on your screen, 513-651-4800. Please call now.
Hi there, Possum Lodge fans. Don Chris here with KNW TV from Taos, New Mexico, bringing Red Green to eastern New Mexico and West Texas. I won the Red Green Lookalike contest here at the station, so I get to ask you to call in right now and pledge your support and help us keep Red Green on the air here at this station. We want to win the contest today. We're on the map. In honor of Red, I've made up this digital transmitter out of bungee cables, duct tape, and an old tripod. I'm going to demo it for you now. Digital TV is binary. It consists of two numbers, ones and zeros. I put the numbers on duct tape balls, and that's what we're launching. While you're watching this demo, go to your phone and call in KNW to help us to bring you Red Green. We could use a little financial support buying duct tape, too.
Feeling that if I hadn't done this show, they'd have gone ahead and done it without me? Man. All right, we're a little bit behind time, so I got to run through some stations very quickly. But again, if you watch the top of the screen, you'll get more current information even than I got. Okay, Knoxville, Tennessee, how are we doing? 25%. All right, that's not so bad. All right, Austin, Texas, that's a new station for us. How are they doing? 25%. There's a tie. There's a tie. Syracuse, New York, just down the road. How is Syracuse, 40%? Almost halfway, Syracuse. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, how are they doing? 25%. Halfway to halfway. That's not bad. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, how are we doing? Hey! Hit the target. Hit the target. Man, oh man. Way to go, Milwaukee. All right. And they're competing against Rocky Mountain Public Television. How are they doing? 35%. You got some work to do there, Denver. I'm sure you can pull it off, though. Prairie, North Dakota, Prairie Public Television in Fargo, North Dakota. How are they doing? 30%. All right, it's a good start. We got North Dakota competing against South Dakota. How's South Dakota doing? 60%. Hey, doubling them up on there. Okay, Columbus, Ohio. How are we doing? 55%, over halfway. Cincinnati, Ohio. How's Cincinnati doing? Oh my gosh, another one hits their target. Another one hits their target. Wow, all right, oh my gosh, okay. Bowling Green, Ohio, how are they doing? 120%. Oh my gosh, hit their target, wow. Holy smoke. And they're competing against Norfolk, Virginia, how are they doing? 25%, my gosh, you got a bit of a mismatch there. And that's it for now. Let's throw it over to Mike and see how the special stations are doing for us. Mike?
This is a very exciting moment for me because I get to take one off of the possum board, and that's what I'm here for. I want to get all of these off the possum board. That means they made their quota, and it's WNIT in Elkhart, Indiana. Yay! Over to you, Ranger Guard.
Ladies and gentlemen, some fantastic news for our Hall of Famers. KTWU 100%, WMVS 100%, WCET 100%, WDSE 100%, KNCT so close 80%. They said they would encourage. I'm better at begging. Come on, KNCT. They proudly boasted it's a city without limits. You can do it. Come on.
Okay, well, you just saw it on the screen, Jim, didn't you? Well, we're a little bit better than 30%, but are we just half the people of those people live in South Dakota?
Say it ain't so, Bob.
I surely hope not,
no.
So whether you're watching us in Manitoba, western Minnesota, eastern Montana, North Dakota, or you live in that northern tier of South Dakota, we need you to call right now and pledge your support. It is the dollars we raise tonight that we will use to purchase the Red Green Show in the future. And in all honesty, even though we've mentioned the Red Green Show during our other membership drives, this is where the money comes in.
Sure.
And if we are able to raise the dollars, about $9,000 tonight, we will be able to purchase the show in June when the bill comes to us. It really is in your own self-interest, if you enjoy Red Green, to join in the fun, but also join in the pledging. Go to your phone and pledge your support. We cannot, by law, have commercials. We don't get any of your monthly cable fee to pay for the shows.
Can't sell duct tape.
Can't sell duct tape.
No.
It is the direct support of people calling in during the shows that make it possible, and the direct support, the money we get during the Red Green Show pays for the Red Green Show. Every single dollar raised tonight will go to the broadcast cost of Red Green. It doesn't, it doesn't pay for the transmitters. It pays for what we have to pay to purchase the show for a year's worth of running. That's why it's important for you to dial that toll-free number and pledge your support. We have about 3 minutes now to locally encourage you before we go back to the marathon. We got about 40 minutes left in this. We can do it. We've done it in years gone by. You see the flag behind us. Last year, in the very last break, we made that quota, made that goal that was set for us. Let's see if we can get ahead of South Dakota on this break right now. Jim, you have some of the thank yous from people who called in, don't you?
Sure. People who have become members tonight during Red Green. Members like Carol Strong from Winnipeg, Manitoba, L. Paula David Pajou from Winnipeg, Tim Callie from Glendon, Minnesota, Jason Goodman from Fargo, North Dakota, Goodman's son, Raymond Midge from Perham, Minnesota, Hazel Kroon from Manitoba, from Winnipeg, Dean Sather from Fargo, Jason Tuitero from Moorhead, Minnesota, Paul Vensky from Minot, Andy McLean from Fargo, Gerald Sundquist from Hankinson, Steve Stredge from Fargo, Oscar England from Page, and Rick Ross from Valley City, North Dakota.
You know, during a membership drive, it's so easy to say my pledge doesn't matter. But if, it does really matter because these are raised one call at a time. Your call is very important to us, whether you join at the basic membership level of $35 or join at that $300 level or anywhere in between. Your dollars are the dollars we use to purchase the shows. Every dollar raised during this membership drive will be used to purchase a program on Prairie Public Television. And every dollar raised tonight during the Red Green Marathon is used to purchase the Red Green Show. And hopefully we'll go a little bit over and we can get that special, the best of Red Green auto repair. It does depend upon each and every one of you who enjoy the Red Green Show, looking at your budget and then picking out a figure, calling us at that number. We do want to thank people who are answering the phones tonight. We have the Sunsetters, who a group from North Dakota State University. They're building the solar car out there.
What a perfect show for them.
What a perfect show, yeah. We'll give them the duct tape that's behind us when we're over. Visit their website. You see it on the screen. We also want to thank Target, who provides us with some thank you gifts, not thank you gifts, provides us for some stuff to make pledge drives possible. Want to thank them. When Jim's going to read for the next 30 seconds, the people that have called in right now, why don't you join these people, because we need to hear from you.
Okay, David Cadella from Fargo, North Dakota. Linda Bishop from Fargo called in. Tom Molam from Fargo. Another person who has become a member but wishes to remain anonymous. Berlina Ginnerhart from Minot,
well, I'm going to
North
stop you
Dakota.
here. We'll get to those names. We're going back to the Red Green. Remember, we're in this competition with South Dakota.
We can do
and
it.
Every one of you who calls in is going to make it closer for us to beat the South Dakota folks.
That's right.
Let's raise 100% of our goal. We can do it when you call 1-800-359-7788 and make a pledge.
Welcome back to Red Green Live, and we're back here at the phone center. Another chance to meet one of our great volunteers. What's your name, ma'am?
Pat from Lansing, Michigan.
Hey, good to have you here. Understand you're dying to read one of my company plugs because I can't do it. Could you do that for me? Great.
We put the PU in pump.
Excellent. Thanks very much. All right, call that number at the bottom of your screen over to Red Green.
Thanks very much, Winston. You know, I'm watching the numbers on the top of the screen there and all the percentages and everything. And some of you people, I don't want you to get discouraged because, first of all, our information flow is not all that, it's accurate, but it's slow, you know? So our information may be 15 or 20 minutes behind. The race may be a lot closer. You might even be winning. Another thing I want you to remember is that in the small stations, it's a low target. So one pledge can make a big, big difference percentage-wise. So don't get discouraged if you're not winning. Just get to the phone. That's the way. That'll get rid of all that discouragement, and you'll end up pushing your station farther ahead, and you'll end up with one of these, winning one of these for your station. Wouldn't that be something that you'd probably never get over your whole life? All right, let's check a few more of our comments. Killeen, Texas was our Rookie of the Year last year. Let's see how they're doing right now. 90%, 10, wow. 10 more percent, you're going into Ranger Gorge area there. Yakima, Washington, they're competing with, how are they doing? 25%, okay, that's all right. I know, West Coast, I know it's harder. Schenectady, New York, how are we doing? 70%, okay. They're competing to Peoria, Illinois, where Winston went down. What do you got? 90%, another 10%, Peoria's there. Kansas City, Missouri, how are we doing? 30%, all right, it's a start. Pittston, I should say, Pittston, Pennsylvania, how are we doing? 25%, boy, that's a close. Like I say, it's one of the smaller markets, you can make a big difference. Eureka, California, how are we doing? 25%, okay, West Coast, we can get her going. Riverton, Wyoming Network, how are we doing there? 25%, all right, we got time. Austin, Minnesota, how are we doing? 50%, way to go. Against Portales, New Mexico, one of our new stations. How are we doing in Portales? 25%? That's not bad. Bunker Hill, Kansas, how are we doing? 25% against Wichita, Kansas. How are we doing? There we go, another 25%er. Okay, that's it for now. Let's throw out. No, we're going anywhere. Keep calling, and we'll show you some more stuff, and away we go.
Man, what a great piece. Where'd you come across this? Under the spare tire of my mother-in-law's car.
Geez, it's clearly marked OSD, Occupied South Dakota. Dates it 1971, 73. And this quality adhesive weaving, man. But this right here, this signature, Bob. That's Bob Vila's original hammer. Man, what a priceless piece of PBS history.
Wow. Learn more about the value of your pledge on the Red Green Roadshow. You may not know the value of your pledge, but we do. Call the number on your screen.
Hi, Rick Hicks here with Smoky Hills Public Television. Our engineering department put together this all-natural generator, so you don't have to miss a minute of Red Green Live. Oh! Call at the number you see on the bottom of your screen and make a pledge. And remember, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy.
You know, when I was a youngster growing up, well, maybe not growing up, but getting older anyway, the time came for me to make a career choice. Nuclear physicist, forensic accountant, neurosurgeon, what would I be? I chose the sewage business. See, for me, the sewage business satisfies a more practical need than those other professions do. I mean, how often do you hear, hey, the septics are backed up, better call a nuclear physicist? Well, unless it's really, really bad. So for me, that was the smart choice. Then I just had to figure out whether I wanted to work for myself or work for somebody else. And that decision was made a lot easier because no one wanted to hire me. Even the post office said, hey, you're too cheery, Winston. But that's when I formed Rothschild Sewage and Septic Sucking Services, and the rest is history. Well, not just history. I mean, there's some physics and chemistry involved, and a whole lot of biology. But the point I'm trying to make is this. We live in a free country. A country where we're allowed to make our own choices. So I'm asking you to make one of the smart choices. And that's to support public television. You know what? It's a good choice, too, because it allows you to be an individual and take control over the television that you watch. So pick up that phone and make that call and show your support for the Red Green Show. Hey, maybe you're not lucky enough to be in the sewage sucking business, but the Red Green Show comes pretty darn close.
Howdy, I'm Swampy Green, Red Green's Florida cousin. Down here in the Florida swamp, we have some interesting things to do with duct tape, like taping alligator snout shut. That's an important thing to do, and Cousin Red doesn't even have to do that up in Canada. But right now, we need you to go to the phone and call the number on your screen and make a pledge to keep the Red Green Show on the air. We need your help, and I need your help. I'm running out of duct tape, and I'm up to my elbows in alligators. Hey, where are you going? Give me some duct tape. Don't forget to make that pledge.
Hi, I'm Marcia Duval of WMHT Channel 17 in the capital region of New York State. You know, the new home of Bill and Hillary.
And I'm Marianne Potter. Usually you see Marcia and I in the company of some pretty sophisticated guys like Luciano Pavarotti, but we have a little secret to share with you.
That's right. Deep down, we're just red-green kind of gals, encouraging your pledge to keep red-green right here on WMHT.
Red-green? Manly, yes, but oh, the things a woman can do with duct tape.
I don't want to even go there. All right, let's just check out a few more of our races here. Let's start northern Minnesota. How are we doing northern Minnesota? 47%, not bad. Gainesville, Florida, just saw their promo. How are they doing? 25%. Okay, we're okay. We got a half hour to go, just a little less than half hour. San Jose, California, one of our news stations. How at 50%? Hey, way to go. Halfway. You got about 28 minutes here. Okay, Huntington Beach, California. How are we doing out? 125%. All right, that's a start. It's a start. Okay, Chattanooga, Tennessee. How are we doing? 25%. It's a start. Harrisonburg, Virginia. 25%. Seems to be a popular number in that area. East Lansing, Michigan. I bet that's higher than 25%. Let's see what... 170%. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Way to go. They hit their target. I'm sure things are supposed to happen, and they will. All right, I'll put a little tick mark on that. Way to go, East Lansing. And let's see, Grand Rapids, Michigan. I bet they're higher than 25%. 173%. Another target. Wow, fantastic. All righty. How about, here's another one in Michigan, University Center. We going 3 for 3? Let's see. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. All right. Good old Michigan. Here's another one, Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Can't be 4 for 4, could it? 204%. Unbelievable. Okay. What else we got here? This is one of our news stations. We're watching this one closely. Chicago, Illinois. How we doing? 55. That's over halfway. That's great. That's great. Over halfway. Miami, Florida. How are we doing in Miami? 25. The heat is on in Miami, I guess. All right. That's it for now. Here's Mike to tell you about some of our special stations. Take it, Mike.
You know, I was telling you about all those stations in the real big markets that we're trying to get off the possum board. Well, we got one. We got KAET in Phoenix, Arizona. It's going off the possum board. Yeah! Now, I just hope that we can get, how about Tucson down in Arizona, too? That should be a spur to you, because my sister and several of her husbands live there. Okay, over to you, Ranger Gord.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, more good news from existing Hall of Famers. WFWA, 115%. WTVP, 100%. New Hampshire, 125%. KSPS, 120%. I salute you. Ladies and gentlemen, a drum roll for another inductee into the Hall of Fame. KNCT, Killeen, Texas, into the Hall of Fame. WNUM, or WNMU. Almost there, 75%. Thank you very much. Keep those pledges coming.
Okay, and we need the pledges coming right now. We're at the 50% mark. We got about, 25 minutes left to go. We can do it if each and every one of you out there who's not yet a member, each and every one of you out there who joined last year and it's time to renew, each and every one of you who enjoys the Red Green Show, go to your phone and dial that toll-free number right now. We do need your support We need to be able to buy the show, and that's what the dollars go for. When you call in and pledge support, whether it be at the $35 level or at the $300 level or anywhere in between, those are the dollars we use to purchase the Red Green Show. And we haven't mentioned the special thank yous in a time, so I'm going to go through this quickly. You like these vests that we're wearing? We don't get to keep them, no, because they come to you at the $200 level. We'll give you one that haven't been worn by Jim and I. They are the brand new red green, never before available fishing vests, just like they do at the lodge, and they have more zippers and pockets than you can possibly imagine. At the $100 level, a brand new video, Red Green's Guide to Parenting. This can save you a lot of psychiatrist bills over the years if you follow this religiously.
Never thought of that.
Yeah, how about that? $50 will send you the travel mug. That's right. The $50 travel mug, $50 travel mug. The travel mug at the $50 level. It's hot, cold, everything in between. A commemorative of the Red Green Marathon. $300 gets you everything we've mentioned so far. The important thing is, whatever level you can join at, that is the level we need you to call at. Right now, the phones are silent, and for us to reach that 100% level, you get special patches or something when that happens, but you also get the Red Green Show coming to you week after week. That's what we're here for. Jim's going to read some names now.
Yeah, we'd like to thank Les Cole for becoming a member tonight. Lowell Janke from Castleton, North Dakota called in. John Pearson from Red Lake Falls,
And I want to
Minnesota.
mention that those dollars from Minnesota do double duty here. They are matched by the Minnesota legislature. So if you're watching us in Minnesota tonight, you want to help the Red Green Show out, call in, become a member, and help us match those Minnesota dollars that if we don't match, we don't get. They don't go back to you. They go to another public television station in Minnesota. Keep them here where you're watching.
That's right. We'd like to also thank Stephen Schwint from Dickinson, North Dakota. Martin Robertson from Moorhead, Minnesota, another Minnesota caller, and Jer Adams from Warwick, North Dakota called
These are people that called up during the last segment. We really do need your calls of support. Right now, we have less than 25 minutes left in the Red Green Marathon. The only way for us to get that down to 0 or up to 100, 100% of that beat South Dakota, is if you do your share right now. Go to the phone and pledge your support. Jim will read names in just a moment, but we do want to thank our volunteer group here. Have a great group of guys from North Dakota State University. They're with the Sunsetters Club, and they are making a solar car out of duct tape. No, they're making a solar car, and if you want to find out more about that, and maybe you'd like to help sponsor them as well, visit their website. You see the number up there, and we want to keep them busy. The way they're kept busy is with your calls of support. We also want to thank Taco Bell, who provided us with food this evening. Thank you very much, Taco Bell. And we want to thank these people, don't we, Jim?
Sure. John and Mary Winter from Grand Forks. James Bart from Winnipeg called in. Lynn Morganson from Bismarck.
Can I mention something? Because I'm watching this as you go along.
Okay.
The great thing is that as we're looking at this, people are writing comments on the bottom. And not only do these people watch Red Green like yourself, but they also are thanking us for the children's programming, the drama, the nature, the British comedies, you name it. They're thanking us for it. It is really the way that we raise the dollars is with the people who watch the programs. As a viewer of Prairie Public Television, you are our sponsors. You are the ones that make the Red Green Show possible. You have in the past years. We need you to go to your phone right now. We won't be talking to you to the end of the marathon. While that phone number's up, call it. We need to hear from you. Let's beat South Dakota, but let's raise the money we need to purchase Red Green.
Well, I was watching there up on the screen, and I saw that Chicago was at the 85% mark. That means 15% more, and Chicago is going to hit their target. So if you're watching Chicago, give them a call. It's only 15%. Okay, let's see how we're doing here. Evansville, Indiana, where are we? Where are we? 86%. Wow, way to go. Rochester, New York. How are we doing, Rochester? 50%. Okay, that's all right. Dallas, Texas. How are we doing in Dallas? 75%. We got 20 minutes left. You can make it. Houston, Texas. How's Houston doing? 35%. They're starting to move. Starting to move. Oregon Public Television. They're already in the Hall of Fame. How far are they? 30%. You got some work to do, Oregon. Take her up. Duluth, Minnesota. 118%. Yay, Duluth. Duluth, way to go, Duluth. Hit their target. All right, next we got Maine is not running it live, but we're still going to take all of your pledges into account, so don't panic. We just don't know what they are right now, but you're competing against New Hampshire. Let's see how New Hampshire's doing. 125%. Way to go, New Hampshire. Wow. So, Maine, you got your work cut out for you there. Athens, Ohio, how are we doing? 150%. Oh, my gosh, way to go, Athens, Ohio. All right, and they're competing with Trenton, New Jersey, New Jersey Public Television. How are they doing? 40%. Well, you got some work to do in New Jersey. Tacoma, Washington, way out in the West Coast. How are we doing? 70%. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. You got 20 minutes left. Tampa, Florida. How are we doing in Tampa? 45%. Pretty close. Okay, that's it for now. Let's throw over to Dalton. A reminder on our premiums.
Make a pledge and do us a good deed, and we'll send you some of this junk. No, it's not fair, but then, you know, life isn't fair. But here's what you get. $50 pledge gets you this beautiful traveling and coffee mug. $100 pledge gets you the Red Green parenting video. $200 pledge gets you this fishing vest. And $300 gets you the whole shebang. Plus, if you put her on your credit card, you get the patch to wear anywhere you like.
Hey, Michiana, ever since Red Green disappeared from our WNIT airways, the duct tape challenge among us has had some problems. Right, Sparky? But now, you can help. If enough of you call in with your pledge, Red Green could return to WNIT. Remember, your pledge counts only if you fulfill it. Sparky and I are counting on you. Make that pledge and send in your payment. Make your voice heard and help your friends in need. The Duct Tape Challenge.
No dogs were harmed in the taping of this announcement.
Oh, hi there. Greg here, enjoying another Southern California winter day. Not a lot of snow here in Southern California. Another good thing about Southern California is KOCE in Huntington Beach, because it's the only station that brings you the Red Green Show. And if you're watching the Red Green Show right here on KOCE, then you're probably out of me making a pledge. Because if you don't pledge, well, unsightly things could happen. Like, what if they canceled the show? Red and the gang, they might show up here in Southern California. They could get seriously sunburned. I don't think any of us want to see that. You know, I think this sailing deal is so easy. Next time, I'm going to try it in the water. Don't forget to call. Make a pledge.
Hi, everybody. Ranger Gord here. I want to talk to you today about friendships. You know, I spend a lot of time alone here. I imagine I've been alone at this tower now for... That doesn't matter. What does matter is that I have learned the value of having friends. Oh, sure, I have my animal friends and my button and comb collection. But I'm talking about real friends, human friends, living human friends. Real, live, living, non-imaginary, real human people. Oh, like to have at public television. Smart people. People who share information and ideas. People that you can visit with every day, every week, whenever you want. Not like up here. I hardly get any visitors up here. I imagine I get a visitor up here once every, All right, that's not important either. But what is important is that you have friends at public television. People that you can share some time with. People that you can rely on. You have no idea how lucky you are. Sorry. So please, call the number at the bottom of your screen and pledge some support for public television. And we can all be friends. Hey, maybe you'll come up here to the tower and I'll make some hot chocolate and we can be friends. We'll have a sleepover. Please.
Here at WFIU, WUSI TV, we're trying to fire up people in the river region to give more money for the Red Green Live show. That's why we're targeting the folks at WIPV in Muncie, Indiana. Don't try this at home, kids. But if you do, try it at somebody else's home. Your wife's hairspray here. All right, Muncie, the spud's for you. Not bad. Dotted the I again.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
The monitor fell. Good morning, Channel 16.
No matter.
Who are you?
I'm Duct Tape Man.
Thanks, duct tape man.
Anything I can do, you can do better. Who was that guy?
Okay, I got another 6 pairs to whip through here. So Albuquerque, New Mexico, how are we doing in Albuquerque? 75%. Hey, that's pretty darn good. Okay, and they're competing with West Virginia Public Television, one of our news stations. 90% West Virginia. Way to go. All right. Erie, Pennsylvania. How are we doing in Erie? 25%. Well, you got some work to do there. Watertown, New York. How are they doing? 35%. That's pretty close. Those are both small stations. One pledge can make a big difference there. Springfield, WMEC. How are we doing? 25% still in Springfield. Elkhart, Indiana. How are we doing? 133%. They hit their target. That's one of our new stations. Wow. That's one of the stations we were watching. All right, Las Cruces, New Mexico. How are we doing on Las Cruces? Still at 25%. Okay, that's all right. Redding, California. How are we doing? 95%. 5 more percent. That's a small market. I bet 2 pledges have put them up to 100. Lots of time. Burlington, Vermont. Vermont Public Television. How are we doing in Burlington? Still at 25. Springfield, Massachusetts. How are we doing in Springfield? 26. They're winning by 1%. Dayton, Ohio. How are we doing, Dayton? 35%. You heard what he said. Give him a call. University Park, Pennsylvania, 25%. Okay, that's it for now. Let's take it to Winston, see how the phones are doing.
Well, you know something? This may well be the last opportunity you get to see our fine group of operator volunteers here. We're under 15 minutes left in the broadcast. You don't want that final image of them sitting on their fingers, do you? So get on the blower. Call the number on the bottom of the screen right now. Over to you, Red Green.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, we're back here and we're into a very special part of the competition. Now we're going to start looking at some of the races that are really heating up. And when you're talking hot races, this probably is the hottest race every year that we've had this darn thing. It's between Iowa and Salt Lake City. Let's see. I'm going to scare you how high these people go. Let's see where Iowa Public Television is right now. 650%. Wow. Holy smoke. Man, oh man. All right, let's see how Salt Lake City's doing. 290%. But you know what? I'll tell you, absolutely anything can happen. Let's check out one other close race. Flint, Michigan. How's Flint, Michigan doing? 145%. Against Marquette, Michigan. How are they doing? 85%. Okay, we're close. Oh man, take it away, Dalton.
Oh, here. Now, for you folks who phoned in and said you'd pledge $500 if you could see the premiums again, here are the premiums again. This is a $50 pledge. You get the coffee cup. If you put in $100, you get the videotape. If you put in $200, you get the Fisher vest, the red-green official fisherman's vest. And if you put in $300, you get the whole shebang. If you put $500 in, you get a kiss from me. So, but don't forget the credit patch, because if you pledge all this on a credit card, you get this, and you can wear it wherever you want. You can wear it on your wallet, you can wear it on your jacket, you can even wear it on your shorts. Wherever you feel you need more credit, that's where you can put this patch. And let me say a word about this vest, too. This vest is something I'm proud to wear. It's not a fashion statement. Well, it is a fashion statement. It's just not a good one. Okay, so keep that in mind. And Red, over to you.
Thank you very much, Dalton. You know, sometimes we get all hyped up about a particular show on public television and all that, but I don't want you to lose sight of the fact that you're not just supporting our show, you're supporting the whole public television thing. And in particular, I think the unsung heroes, the people who work in public television, you know, these are not people who make a lot of money at it. I mean, have you seen how they dress? You know, they're wearing clothes that their parents bought them in college. You know, they're just, other than Norm Abrams, nobody's been able to turn PBS into a cash cow. So, you know, you just look at the way, you drive by the station and look in the parking lot. You're not going to see expensive cars. You're going to see K cars and some used Hyundais. You may see one luxury car there, That's a guy from the government telling them why they can't have the money. It's just a whole different mindset for those people that work in public television, and we got to respect that, and we got to help them whenever we can, because you know what? They're smart, but they're not obnoxious and they're not aggressive, and that makes them totally unsuited for the television industry. Plus, they care what people think, so they can't possibly get any other job. If this doesn't work out, they're all going to buy guitars and move to a commune, and we don't want that because I've heard them sing. So please, call the number at the screen. Not only support the Red Green Show, support public television and the great people who work there. Take it, Mike.
Hey, I got another winner. And this is going to make some people that are sitting on the phone bank over there who came up from West Virginia real happy, because West Virginia is going off the pasta barrel. Isn't that great? Yay! They made it. Now, listen, if you guys are watching any of these stations, you're in a very special category. Did you know that? I think it's called the minority. And it means that you have very special tastes compared to other viewers in your area. Like if it was ice cream, your favorite flavor might be walnut gooseberry, you know? You're sort of like the walnut gooseberry enjoyer of ice cream as opposed to the chocolate and vanilla enjoyers of ice cream, right? Like you might say that the Red Green Show is like the walnut gooseberry of television programs, right? So I'll just throw it over to Red now and see what he has to say about that.
Thank you very much, Mike. Appreciate doing a great job over there. Okay, now, I know you've been watching through this thing and you see the things up in the corner of the screen. Maybe you see your station not doing very well or whatever, or maybe you see your station doing great. Don't kid yourself. Anything can happen. I say this before, especially in these small stations. They got a low target, a couple of pledges can make the difference of 10%, 20%, whatever. So, and if you're sitting there watching, give them a call. You know, take back your empties. You got some loose cash. All right. Let's just keep her going here. We got a couple of races. I want you to see how they're doing, too. So let's take a look at good old Wisconsin Public Television. Let's see how they're doing on the thing. 210%. That's pretty darn good. That's pretty darn good. That's their target hit. And, you know, before we move on from Wisconsin, I wanted to say hello to our friend Byron Knight, who hurt his eye somehow bowling. And Byron, you're supposed to put your thumb in the ball, all right? Okay, for next time. And let's see how they're doing against St. Paul, Minnesota. 180%. Wow. That's a close race right there. Okay, Columbus, Ohio. How are we doing in Columbus, Ohio? 70% against Cincinnati, Ohio. Is that a close one? Where's Cincinnati? 155. Oh, my gosh. Fantastic. Holy cow. All right, Bowling Green, Ohio. Let's see how they're doing. 135%. And they're going up against Norfolk, Virginia. How's Norfolk, Virginia? 50%. Boy, Bowling Green is doing a heck of a job there. But again, don't panic. Get to the phone, make a call. You can make a big, big difference just with your pledge and your friend's pledge and your neighbor's pledge. Keep her going. We'll get the Red Green Show doing something that's so great, because I consider us the black sheep of the family. It's great to be helping the whole family from our position. And speaking of that, here's Ranger Gord.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, more great news for some existing Hall of Famers. WDSE, 121%. How about that? Oh, WDCQ, 136%. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got 3 new inductees into the Hall of Fame. Can I have a drum roll, please? Oh. Montana Public Television, way to go. You're on the map. Salute you. WNMU, congratulations. You're in the Hall of Fame. Wow. KBTC. Wow. 3 at one time. I'm getting a little misty here, folks. Please, you know, I'm best at begging, but call in, pledge some support to PBS, and make it all happen. And get some of these other stations on the map here. How about WILL, Urbana, Illinois, home of Lincoln Square, America's second indoor shopping mall. How about that? They're building indoor shopping malls now, folks. New Jersey, Trenton, New Jersey. There are no hotels in Trenton. That's why my girlfriend told me to meet her there once. Anyways, folks, pledge some support to PBS. Red, over to you.
Thank you very much, Gord. You know, you frighten me. You know that, eh? I want to say something else about our show, because we get comments from a lot of viewers, and some of them are positive, and I did want to pass that on to you, that, you know, so much on television today is based on sex appeal. You know, everything's about sex and everything, and, you know, we've had that opportunity on the Red Green Show, and we stayed away from it. Sure, we could dress ourselves up and posture ourselves and be sexy and everything, but we stand back from that. We just try to stand on our own virtues. And when we say things like shocks and changing the oil in our rear end, that's not a euphemism. We're talking about automotive parts and their servicing. That's all we're talking about in this show. This is a straight-out show that you can sit down and watch with your family, and the only thing you flinch at are the bad jokes, not the off-color ones. So that's what we're doing with the Red Green Show, and we're darn proud of that. But anyway, that was just, I want to get that. Oh, I want to tell you something else. We've been renewed. We got a whole new season of shows, so if you do see your way clear to pledge enough to get your station to buy, we got more for you. While I'm at it, this is not 100% sure, but it's 92.7%. There's actually going to be a Red Green movie, so keep your eye out for that one, too. It's unbelievable. This show is the smell that wouldn't go away. But let's get back to our competitions. Let's see how we're doing in Schenectady, New York. How's it? 90%. You're 10% away. 10% away. Okay. Peoria, Illinois. How are we doing in Peoria? 115. Peoria hit their target. Way to go. All right. Okay, way to go, Peoria. All right, let's check East Lansing, Michigan. How are we doing in East Lansing? 170%. Fantastic. Way to go. Against Grand Rapids, Michigan. How are we doing in Grand Rapids? 173. Wow. That was a 3%. Only 3% difference. Only 5 minutes to go. You can make a difference. Give them a call. University Center, Michigan. How's that? 136%. Wow. Up against Mount Pleasant, Michigan. How's that? 204%. Wow, my gosh. All right, by golly. Okay, we're getting down to, we got less than 5 minutes to go here. We're going to wrap it up real soon. Get to the phone, get your call in time. Right now, let's go to Dalton for the last reminder on those premiums. Dalton?
Yeah, this is the last time I'm going to have to tell you about these incredible premiums. First of all, if you pledge $50, you get the traveling coffee mug. It's a beautiful thing. You're going to want it. Pledge $100, you get the videotape, the Red Green Guide to Parenting. Now, listen, here's a tip for you. You can keep this, watch it once, and then you can tape over it. And none of your family's ever going to open this package, so you can put whatever you want on the tape. Get my drift. That's for the $100. For $200 pledge, you can get this beautiful fishing vest and be the first in your neighborhood to wear it with pride because everyone else is too embarrassed. And for $300, you can get all of this stuff. That's right, the mugs, the videotape, the fishing vest. It's a wonderful, wonderful deal. Save 50 bucks and you'll be a happy man. You can buy yourself coffee. And if you put it on your credit card, bless your heart, you get this patch. It's the patch. It's a credit patch. You can put it wherever you like. So please pledge now. Help me get some of this crap out of my living room where I've got it stored, and I can watch television in peace again. Okay, over to you, Red.
Thank you, Dalton. Boy, oh boy. All right, Dalton did a great job, and so did Mike and Ranger Gordon and Winston. We really appreciate that. But I got a great announcement. One of our big trial stations, Chicago, has hit 100%. They hit their target. Yeah. Way to go, Chicago. All right. Now, you know, we just spent 2 hours kind of harping at you to send in money and all that stuff. We always seem to want more and want more. We never stop and thank you for what you've done. I want to do that right now. Anybody who pledged from any station, from the biggest to the smallest, the east, west, north, south, who cares? Thank you very much. We appreciate it. The simple fact is, we wouldn't be on PBS if you weren't there for us, and we never forget that when we're doing our show. So thank you from the bottom of all of our hearts here that work on this show. We're having a lot of fun. All right, appreciate that. Now, you heard me mention a few times through the night that we got 5 stations who are delaying this, running it later, so we're extending this whole competition. In fact, when we finish here in about 2 minutes, the phones are going to stay open for another hour if you want to call in. Also, the competition is going to carry on until the midnight of March the 18th to accommodate any station that's running it later. So this thing will carry right on. And if you want to know how your station is doing, you can check your station's web page there on the internet thing. Harold explained how that works. Or you can try our web page, redgreen.com. We'll have everybody's results up there, and we'll update them as they come in so you can see exactly how you're doing, how the competitions are doing, right up until March the 18th, when the big winners will be announced, first, second, third, Rookie of the Year, all of the trophies, the whole schmozzle. So anyway, you can do all that. Meanwhile, let's keep her going. And I want to say to you all, thanks. We've got people here who came from Bowling Green and Montana, and we got people over here from West Virginia. We appreciate you coming in, and we hope to see you all down the road. And until we see you next time, keep your stick on the ice. All right.